Hello, good afternoon to you. Beautiful. Welcome back from lunch. And thank you so much for joining us this afternoon as we delve into a very informative panel of discussion. So I hope that you have been enjoying all of the sessions. Have you? Are you ready for the panel of discussion we're about to have? So one thing I'm going to advise you is that you make sure that you take as many notes as you can, because this information that is going to be shared here is going to be helpful to you. So our panel of discussion has been themed Resilience Reimagined, under the theme Mastering the Modern Job Hunt. My name is Eunice Mwenya, and I am a biology scientist, Coupe's ambassador, and also a professional event host. And I am honored today to be the moderator for this panel of discussion. And today we are talking about mastering the modern job hunt, especially in a fast transitioning world like ours. I am a recent graduate, and I have observed the frustrations that come with job hunting. And today our panel comes with a unique perspective that will be able to help us navigate through this process. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome our first panelist, a phenomenal woman with great passion to empower early to middle career conservationists from indigenous African communities. She is a career program manager at the Wildlife Conservation Network and truly dedicated to wildlife conservation, which highlights her true passion for sustainable environmental protection. That is not all. She is also a lover of the garden. Please, with all the love and joy in your hearts, help me welcome Miss Walia Kampamba to the panel. All right, moving on to our next panel is one of the people I have grown watching, and I have also had the opportunity to sit under his mentorship through the Breakfast for Champion initiative. He is the communication and marketing specialist with vast practical understanding of PR, public relation, media, public speaking, stakeholder engagement, and social media marketing. He is also the coordinator for the corporate affairs and public relation at Zamtel, and also the founder of the Growth Podcast in Zambia. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Suilanji Siame to the podium. All right, thank you. Being passionate about what you do enables you to go above and beyond the call of duty, and excellence becomes a norm. This is a quote written by the man I'm about to introduce in the book he has authored, Become Unstoppable. He is a thought leader and also an accomplished author. He is the country HR manager at Oryx Energies, who brings to this discussion over 13 years experience to his role. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Mr. Yangeni Chendela. Thank you so much. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, in a world where you could become anything, brand management and consultation is key. Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined by an accomplished professional with diverse experience in marketing, branding, and corporate communications. She is currently serving as the head of marketing and corporate communications at UBS Zambia. With all the love and joy in your hearts, please help me welcome to stage Miss Wezi Muyembe. A round of applause to her. Thank you once again for joining us to discuss very important and agent matters pertaining to career. And today we're not only talking about conservation, because I believe that there are other students in here who are studying other programs. So this panel would definitely be beneficial for every one of us here. So this question goes to all my panelists, the first being Ms. Walia. There, many people, young people in here in this room, have a question. How do I get the job? Job hunting is really frustrating. So the question is, how do I get the job? Given the current competitive nature of the job market, what are some of the things that the students in here and the recent graduates can really work on for them to be able to stand a chance to get the jobs on the market?
It's good to be here. So, how do you get the job? Very big question. First thing, you have to apply for the job, right? Yeah. But before you apply for the job, how you get the job is you need to understand that job that you're applying for. You have to ensure that you relate to that job in terms of, am I qualified for this job? And what skills do I have that are going to enable me get this job? So in a situation where you come across an application, and now you look at, you're a fresh graduate, the first thing you need to see is compare, okay, this is what they want, what do I have to offer? You might not have all the technical skills per se, but are you interested in those kind of things that they're looking for? So it's about looking at your CV and the job requirements and now synchronizing them together with that particular job. So you really have to tailor-make your CV for a particular job. Apart from that, I think another way you can get the job is, it just doesn't come automatically. I'll tell you from experience, is employers look for people who actually have demonstrated some level of interest in a particular job, and it's coming to platforms like these, for example, that you get to learn about certain things that are needed in a certain job. From the previous speakers in the morning, you've heard that conservation, a job in conservation is not about being a biologist or being an ecologist. You could be anything. You could be from the comms department, you could be from the IT department, and you could still get that job. So how you get the job is how best you put yourself across with regards to what the requirements of that job are. Apart from that, again, from experience, it has to do a lot with how have you positioned yourself to get that job in terms of have you made yourself available? Sometimes you really have to just put your ego down as a fresh graduate. You will not get paid at your first job. So if there's an opportunity for volunteering, maybe through here or through any other place, you still can do it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kampamba. Mr. CMA, would you like to take the question?
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. We're doing okay? How many of us are students? Students? Okay. So the students that raised their hands, how many of us have experience working? So you see that the hands have gone down significantly, eh? So I want to speak to the last point that she mentioned on volunteering. Now, all of you will go and do a degree in business administration, for example, right? All of you, after 4 years, you have that degree in business administration. But it is possible that by the time you're graduating, some people already have 4 years experience. Okay? So you're graduating thinking everyone, none of us have got, no, your friends have got 4 years experience, and you think it's witchcraft, but no. Why? Because the times that they didn't have classes, on weekends, they identified an organization or did something that gave them the experience. Remember that in a job ad, when they say we want someone with 5 years experience, they don't mean we want someone with 5 years experience and a salary. It's just the experience. So for example, if I'm doing finance and accounting, do you have experience in doing up a balance sheet? Do you have experience in recording financial transactions? Do you have that? That's what they're looking for. So you have to find organizations where you can volunteer for free. Because remember, the company loses nothing whether you come or not. It's you with something to lose. What you're losing is the experience. The benefit to you is when you show up every day, sometimes you spend money. Remember, the money you are spending on transport, sometimes you have to walk. That is part of the process. You are doing that for your experience. Your friends will laugh at you. Anyway, they're not paying you anything. No, but you're not doing it for today. You're doing it for 10 years from now, where you look back and say, that walking was for a reason. So you won't see the benefit today, right? But that volunteering will be free today. In fact, your friends will make fun of you. You're wasting time. Your parents are saying, but you're using a chabe. You know what you're doing. So volunteering for me really is how you begin to position yourself. Because you can be good at something. But if you're sitting at home or sitting in class, no one will know it. When you go out there, you show them, this girl is very good at this. They're saying that because they're seeing you and you're there. The person at home may be 10 times better than you, but no one is seeing what they're doing. So for me, really, it's around volunteering.
We are paying attention, right? Mr. Yangeni, would you like to take on the question?
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. You're very sad. Good afternoon, everybody. Who wants a job here? Okay. Do you have the CVs ready? Okay, let's do a test. I'm trying to answer a question. How can you get a job? Is it? Yes. Now I'm telling you from human resource that you won't find a job if you don't know what I'm going to give to you today. As of today, Zambia has a population of 19 million. And if I have to break it down, 19 million plus. That's why in some places you find they say 20. We've got 9.6 million males and 10.07 females. Out of this population, 6.9 million are aged between 15 and 35. This is according to the World Bank. And we have a total number of 56 universities. Addition to this, we've got other institutions. In total, we're talking about over 400 institutions which are training people. Right now, as I speak, we've got an estimate of 6.1 million job seekers, okay? Last year alone, this is recent, we had 15 to 17,000 across all universities and TVETA institutions, people that graduated. I'm saying how many? 15 to what? 17,000. So now, if I have to come back, just to summarize it, with all these graduates that are coming, we've got the teaching which scores the highest, currently standing at 85,000 people that are currently seeking and waiting for employment. So I have to answer, how will you find a job? Do you see why this question is very difficult? So it tells me that for you to survive in the 6.1 million people that are actively looking for a job, you have to be a lateral thinker and you have to be an unconventional person. Yes. You shouldn't behave normal. 6.1 million people that are looking for a job like yourself, the job won't just come because you are from Isoka or you are from Mazabuka or you are an orphan or you are anything. You have to be a lateral thinker. Did I answer you? I'll come back to this one.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Ichimwela, guys. Hey, Mama, Chito. Already from the way you're sitting, some of you, I can even say, I can tell that you're not ready. Can we all sit upright? those that are looking for jobs should sit upright. Can we sit upright? If your neighbor is not sitting upright, are we good? Are we feeling okay? Okay, so now let's get down to business. How many of you realize that you actually have jobs right now? How many of you realize that you have jobs right now? I can see 2, 3, 4 hands. Okay. Now, when I say you have a job right now, I'm talking about your brand. Okay? That is your job. Now, if you're going to go out there to seek for a job in the corporate space, in whatever space, you have to create a what? A brand for who? A brand for who? You need to realize that you are a brand. Brand, that no niku banki, no niku zamtel, no niku oryx, no ku WCP. You need to realize that you are also a brand. When you realize that you are a brand, you realize who you are, you realize what you stand for, and then you also realize where you are going. So that when you see that ad in the paper, you know exactly this resonates to me. If you don't know who you are, you do not know what you want. Can I repeat that? If you do not know who you are, you do not know what you want. Who you are is your brand. And what you want is that job. So if you don't know who you are as a person, then you do not know the job that you want. Yes, you may be studying business administration, and I can work this side, but you need to realize who you are and what you stand for. Then that job is yours. But I want you to realize, I want you to know that right now, you have a job. And how many are entrepreneurs in here? How many of you are doing something? You know? How many of you are doing something? That is the job that you have as well. Create a brand for yourself, create a brand for your business, and then you are on your way to get a greater job. Thank you.
That's very informative. And before you put your mic down, I want to ask you another question in line with that. And volunteering, it all goes in line with putting yourself out there and knowing who you are as a brand. And we notice that nowadays, everyone is a brand. Everyone is a brand. Everyone is trying to define who they are. But then the question is, how does one brand themselves, and how does it benefit them? Like, where do they start from in terms of wanting to brand themselves, to position themselves for the job market or other opportunities that may be there?
Awesome, awesome. I want two people to just maybe define what a brand is. I'm going to throw the question back to you. Two people, just to define what a brand is. Guys, once that we get a panel, we're employers, huh? And Mr. Ngeni talks about you need to be extra. You need to have that skill. You need to stand up. So when you get a question, you realize it as you're answering. Yes, please. A brand is a public image. Can I have another person, please? Girl power, please.
Okay. I'm Jemoga Hangaloa. I believe a brand, in simple terms, is a package.
Awesome. You are using the right words. Please see me after this event, yeah?
Will do.
Yeah, please see me after this event. This is what I'm talking about. You need to stand out. You're looking for that job. It was mentioned the job will not come to you. You need to go out there. You need to put yourself out there. 6 million people is not a joke, guys. Stand up and put yourself out there. Make sure you are networking with the right people. So a brand, they mentioned two things: image, packaging. You need to realize that people are looking for well-packaged items. When you go into ShopRite, yes, you're looking for the price, but you're also looking for what? A well-packaged goods. Packaging is important. That is what a brand is. How do people perceive you? What exactly are you putting out there for people to see? On your social media, what are you posting? Our HR expert is here. And I also sit on some job interviews. Do you know that we look at your social media platforms? Do you know that? I don't know how many of you are going to post about this event, what you have learned, what you've picked out. Tag people like Suwilanji. Tag him. Oh, he mentioned this and this and this. Trust me, he's going to see it. And the next time he's looking for somebody to even collaborate with, he's going to probably come to you. Are you understanding me? Create a brand for yourself. What are the benefits of creating a brand? One, you win more. You win more. The two there have already created a brand. I haven't asked them the name, but I've asked them to see me outside after this event. They've created a brand. Create a brand for yourself. Stand out. You win more. Two, you earn more. When you create a different brand, a different packaging to yourself, you earn more. Three, you believe more to your authentic self. So what are the three things I've mentioned? Win more, earn more. Thank you so much.
Absolutely fantastic. And I'm sure our audience are really benefiting from this conversation. And I will tell you what, if what you know now does not become a part of who you are, then you have learnt nothing. Make sure whatever is being discussed here is something you're going to go out and implement. Mr. Chandela, in line with branding and packaging yourself, we heard you have so much experience. You have grown yourself into this powerful brand that I personally consider. What are some of the specific skills you nurtured and developed on your journey?
I'm back. Now I want to talk about the 6.1 million. I'll talk about the skills. Maybe even before we go further, I can see the guys here that are very quiet. Who has seen any posts on LinkedIn? Or who has gotten a job from here from LinkedIn? Just one person? Who has seen the active posts today on Facebook? What is trending? I haven't been to. Who went on Facebook? What's trending?
Mumbwa.
Mumbwa. Who has seen the Mumbwa?
Oh, and the table is still trending.
Okay, it's still happening. Okay. I'm talking about skills. Maybe those that may not have known me, those who are studying at NIPA, 14 years ago, I was at this institute. We didn't have this building. Okay? I need somebody to clap for me because that's quite, 14 years ago, I was here. Okay? What I'm about to share with you can actually, the skills that I've used up to this stage can help you and change you. We at Bama Road campus, not this campus that we had. I found myself studying a certificate in human resource, not because I wanted to, but that was the option which was available. With my twin brother again, it was a challenge for us to study the same course. One of us was asked to sacrifice for the other. I don't know if it was fortunate or unfortunate. They settled on me. They said, allow your twin brother to start school. If you started, it may not come and catch you. So let him start. In case he fails the course or two, then you can catch up. It was a bitter pill because I thought I was the smart twin than him, but they allowed him to go. 2 years down the line, I finished my diploma at NIPA. Now tell me, to answer a question, when I was at NIPA those days, I discovered that the part-timers, I hope you still have the part-timers or the matures, they were very lazy to study. They wanted to study towards the exams. I used to read past papers, and I'll read all the questions that came prior to that. Then rumors went to the part-timers, the mature, calling them matures, that there's a young boy who knows all the past papers which had taken place. When they saw me, most of the part-timers, indeed, they found what they were looking for because I knew every question which had come and I knew the answer. How I did it, only God knows. So these part-timers, because they were working, what did they do? Most of them started paying me for me to sit next to them. I'll write assignments, it's immoral, don't do that, okay? But I needed to survive. Then I was now fighting time because I needed to be in class and also help these part-timers. One of them told me, change, come to part-time. I had to change to go to part-time. At NIPA, here. In the morning, I'll sit with them, helping them assignments. You still have labor law, human resource, strategic human resource, business communication, quantitative and qualitative. I actually knew everything. And in the evening, I'll sit in class with them. 3 things that I learned from this experience. They were waiting for me to go and research so that I could come and help them with their assignments. Not that I knew. So they were giving me a job to go and what? Research. 2 people from this group. It was a lot of money, by the way. Some of you cannot make that what I was making in 2009. They would pay me 20 kwacha per person, and I would have 30, 40 people. You can imagine that. So I was forced to study more whilst at NIPA. And 2 people now told me that we don't have money to pay you, but we can help you find a job. Not a full-time, I'm talking about a part-time. So this person now helped me to find a job. But for me, I didn't want a job because what I was making from them was too much. You can imagine a day 400, 800. Me, I thought this was the life now I needed. Another person said, we can't continue helping you. We need to find you a plot. So 2 things are happening, right? One offers a what? A job. And the other one offers a what? A plot. I came from a soccer. This is a small boy. Somebody's telling you, no, you need to, just out of teaching, you know what you're calling student lectures? Then, 3rd thing that I learned from that experience is, now that everybody knew that this boy can help you to answer, I was invited at one of the minister's house, behind State House. It was the first time I entered there. When I went there, I found a group of ladies. All they wanted was strategic and qualitative. I hope somebody is listening. Again, I started teaching these ladies, ministers and PS wives. If you go 2009, 2010, you search for this name, you see that gentleman. So, from this story that I've shared with you, did I go and apply for a job? Did I go and apply for a plot? By the way, the plot that I'm telling you, this is where I'm staying today. And the job that I was promised in 2009, I got it in 2010, Zambif head office. You understand? From NIPA. And by the way, the qualification, what do you call it? The exams, the transcript had not come yet. I used the testimonial. But do you know what helped me? It's the brand that I had created that this boy was smart. So, summarizing the journey to who I am now today as a country manager, human resources. That's what you want to hear. But I wanted to remind you that it started from NIPA. And today I'm back at NIPA to tell somebody that those courses you are teaching are your gateway to a better place. Do not look for a plot. Do not look for a job. Equip yourself with the right knowledge. Or switch your course. If you're doing full-time, go and sit with the part-time. Because those are the people that are connected to jobs, plots, and whatsoever. Amen.
Amen to that. Absolutely fantastic. Skills and branding. So is it safe to say then that when you package yourself and you upskill, then jobs will come to you instead of you getting to the jobs? This is a question I have for you, Mr. Siame. What is the misconception young people have about job hunting? And also, how can we combat these misconceptions and communicate effectively?
Okay. First of all, let me make it clear that there are no plots in my story. Okay. In case you're expecting me to tell about plots. One of the common misconceptions I have seen in this country, if you look at the numbers he mentioned, the 6.1 million and all those scary figures, many young people have convinced themselves that every job ad you see is just a what? Formality. You don't even bother applying because in your head, they already found someone. You know that, right? They already found someone. One of our CEO. And in fact, now they say that the CEOs don't hire their children, they swap. So if I'm CEO for this company, I can't hire my child here. So my son who got that company, that CEO will come here. And so most young people hold back from applying for those jobs because they've convinced themselves that there's someone for that job. And you know what that does? Others will go ahead and apply because at the end of the day, you have no option. You get the point, right? So you believe they already have someone, but you still go ahead and apply because maybe you'll get the job. So you go ahead and you apply. But remember, in your head, they already have someone. It's just a formality. You apply. The way fate works, they call you. You're excited. But then again, you remember, they still have someone. Anyway, you prepare for the interview and you show up. In your mind, even if I'm interviewing, they already have someone. You get the point, right? And you reach there, you find, because most of the time I think you find there's like a queue, for who goes in, who comes out. First guy goes in, after 5 minutes is out. Next guy goes in, he's been there 30 minutes. I think he's the one, this one. Then you go in, but you're going in with a defeated mindset because in your mind, they already have someone and it's not me. And do you know why you're convinced it's not you? Because you don't know anyone in that company. So it can't be you. And most young people have lost opportunities because what happens then is that the level of preparation, the level of effort, the level of dedication you give to that, first of all, from the application, from the CV, the resume, your everything, it's half-hearted because you feel you're not getting the job. For you, it's just an academic exercise. They already have someone. Now, think about these two people. The one that says they already have someone, and the one that says they have someone and it's me. God, I've been praying, this one, it's the one. You obviously know the difference, right? Yes. The one that says this is mine, will work hard for it. But then also, it's okay to think they have someone. But even if they have someone, this is the attitude I want you to carry all the time. Yes, they have someone, but I'm going to take the best of me. Yes. If they have someone, and that person they have is Wezi, when they interview me, they must change their mind. Yes. Or they will still give the job to Wezi, But because I was brilliant, let them find something for me. Always walk in with a victor's mentality. It will show in your step, it will show in your confidence, and the way you conduct yourself. But some of you, because you've convinced yourself that they already have someone, you go there dressed, looking skimpy, and they make a comment about your outfit, and you say, they're just saying this because they already have someone, so they don't like me. They ask you, no, madam, your hair, didn't you have time to prepare? So you think they're trying to disqualify you or chase you because it's not you. Whether they have someone or not from your hair. Mr. Zulu from Stanchart always says, human beings judge what they see, right?
Yes.
It's like that thing they say, no, there's nothing like, is it inner beauty? Yeah, what is it? Yeah, so no x-ray. So there's nothing, human beings don't see inner beauty, eh? Human beings don't see intentions. You can have the best intentions for the company. The best intentions for the company. But first of all, I'll judge you based on how you're looking. That's number one. Before you even open your mouth, when you just walk in, I can tell this one was steal from us. It's outlook, right? Gentlemen, even those of us that do not have a suit, when you're called for a job interview at UBA, no one is walking in with a t-shirt, no matter how expensive it is. You go and find a jacket and a shirt and a tie. Why? Because even if you have a master's and whatnot, that master's means nothing if you come in with a t-shirt. So for me, really, in a nutshell, walk in with a victor's mentality, always prepare to be, this is mine. Even when you're convinced that they have someone for the job, apply for one reason. The more job interviews you do, the better you become at it. Because you have experience in job interviews. You know the mistakes you've made from the past. You know what they're looking for. You're more versatile of a candidate. Guys, even if you don't qualify, just apply. Because the truth is, if you don't apply, the job you like, the dream job will come. And you walk in the dream job with zero experience in an interview, and you will fail.
Wow, speaking of interviews, how many of us here have attended an interview? By show of hands? All right. Just a quick thought in line with what you're just from saying. How has the recruitment changed in the past 5 years? And what do we predict will happen moving forward?
So a lot has changed. I think there was mention earlier about your social media. Your social media precedes you. Before you walk in the room, we already have a perception of who you are. And your perception is your reality. How people look at you, how they think about you, that is who you are. You argue all you want. If I type your name on Facebook, those minis you are wearing, those shishas you're smoking, those tattoos on your face, all those things, I won't even bother to go and check your qualification. I already have an idea the kind of person you are. You walk in a job interview and you will struggle to convince them otherwise. So number one, what has changed is social media. Number two, I think one of the things that has changed a lot is the fact that, yes, education is good, but experience matters. You have a degree, your friend has a master's. You go for an interview, the guy with the degree gets it. And you think that, no, your village people have followed you. No. The village people didn't even know you had an interview. The reason is simple. All of us are qualified, but the challenge we have is to walk in the interview and communicate the value of your qualifications.
Okay.
Okay? Yeah. We're all qualified. All of us have a degree, all of us have a master's. How you communicate the value of your qualification and what it can do for the company. Remember, companies are looking for you because they have a problem. If there was no problem, we would not need you. You know that, right? So it's now your responsibility to communicate to them how hiring Mercy is a solution to their problem. In the interest of time, I'll mention just these two things. Number one, social media, it matters. They say you are not who you say you are who Google says you are.
We should go and check our socials, and see our digital footprint because it totally matters. Ms. Bwalia, speaking to the same question and also just adding on, what are some of the questions you've been hearing and you're probably tired of hearing? How would you address them today so that you never have to hear those questions?
Thanks for that. Really interesting. So, first of all, I think the first question is more like a statement that I normally get is, help me get a job. Or, how do you get your job? Yes. That's a very common question that I normally get. And so I think, first of all, how I can start is by telling you a story of what happened once. I was attending a certain job interview with a certain big organization in the conservation space. And after that interview, it had 2 sessions. So there was the oral part, and then there was the written part. So the oral had to do with me giving a 20 minutes presentation, and yeah, it had a lot of things to do with it. So after I finished giving that presentation, and the person who was on the panel, who happened to be like the second from the head of that organization, just looked at me and smiled and said, "That's the best summary I've ever heard of this organization." And so for me, just hearing that, even if I was like, oh, I hope I said the right things, it boosted my confidence levels. Because what did I do there? I had really done my background check, and I gave a good summary. I pitched myself very well. And so if you want someone to help you get the job, yes, you can grow your network. However, the best way to go about it is always pitch yourself strategically. And every opportunity that you're given, don't take it lightly, of course, especially where a job is concerned. And it doesn't have to just, you don't have to wait until you secure that interview. You have to position yourself, organize yourself as you're going to get that job. And organizing yourself is not just with the big things, it's the little things. What's your morning routine like, you know? When you wake up, what's the first thing that you do? Some people don't even like make their own bed, you know? They will just get up and start doing other things. Be organized in your personal space, and it will help you as you advance. Apart from that, I think how else you can help or you can get the job is when you approach someone, it's not just about, hi, can you help me get the job? Or how can I get this job? It's about how you, first of all, relate to that. What's the icebreaker that you're coming to talk to me about helping you get a job? We'll leave this stage and you greet Wezi or any of the gentlemen here and you'll be like, hi, how are you? So, yes, Swilanji, you do some podcasts. I'm trying to do this. First, read the atmosphere as well, you know? How are you going to present yourself to him? Is he seeming like he's in a hurry? He has to go somewhere. Read the atmosphere, know the right time to approach people, because sometimes you can just do it at the wrong time, so it's very important to do that. But also, I think the bigger part is for you to, when you know what you want and you're working towards that which you want, you're intentional about it. And so I have absolute no problem with someone calling me when I am free and asking me to help them with a particular job that they would like to get. I will, for free, help you, run you through what you need to know, be it to prepare yourself for the interview like what has been mentioned, or be it to actually apply for that job. I will gladly do that for you. However, you also need to put in the work. And like it has been mentioned by the previous speaker here, is what someone sees is what they'll judge you by. I can't walk in an interview and I'm wearing a shirt that is showing my cleavage and I expect to get the job. Am I trying to seduce the person who's giving me the job, you know? So you want to get the job, but what are you doing to prepare for that job? You have to present yourself in a certain way. You have to align, you align your goals and where you are. Mm-hmm. So what does it take for me? If I say I want to start off today, I want to go to Capri, what's the first thing I have to do? I have to go to Intercity and buy a ticket, isn't it? Yes. I have to know the times of the buses. Like what time, which bus goes to Capri and when. So it's those things that you do even for your career. You have to be very intentional about it. And moving back now to the conservation space, mm-hmm. It can be tricky at times, I must admit, because we only have so much of organizations. But then again, like I said, it's about really how you sell yourself, how you present. Are you that which that organization is missing? What are most organizations, if not all, hire based on competence. And by competence, I mean, how are you going to get the job done? Yes, we want someone to help us. What's the easiest in conservation? I can say, okay, not the easiest, but a good example is, we want someone to be helping us. For example, I'll give an example of one of my first jobs is to handle data and GIS. You're going to be dealing with remote sensing and all those kind of things. But what unique quality are you bringing to help that function? And now that's where you as a person being organized comes in, because you cannot handle data and be a disorganized person. And so you have to ensure that you really market yourself like this is the person we're looking for, because first of all, they present themselves very, very well, and so meaning they will be able to bring a unique aspect of it. Are they good with timekeeping? Mm-hmm. Are they in a situation where they're able to work under pressure? We all have that question if you've attended an interview, are you able to work under pressure? Sometimes it's only when you're in that pressure that you're able to see. But there are other things that you've actually done in your life. You've done them so gracefully, and you've not even realized that. And so it's in those areas that you really have to align yourself. And so yeah, the one question I get is, how do you get the job? You get the job by being organized. You get the job by networking, and networking strategically. What's your net worth? That's a big thing. Your social capital, as people may put it. So you need to be strategic about things, know how and when to approach people as well. It will help you get the job. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kampamba, for that well-explained answer. And truly, then the question should change from how do I get the job to what skills can I learn, or what other opportunities, where can I volunteer for me to set myself apart? In under 30 seconds, I would like to pick on this question, which we will start with Ms. Wezi. If there was only one thing you hope that the people in this audience today do as a result of this conversation, what would that be? Just one.
Wow, just one. Okay. The world respects people that offer solutions. The world only respects people, and so we talked about this. The world only respects people that offer solutions. The question you should ask yourself every day is, am I a solution carrier? Thank you.
Thank you very much. Over to you, Mr. Yangeni. The same question, please.
Okay. I always struggle when I'm asked to just say one thing, because I like to be practical. I want to offer somebody a job, because I'm an HRer today, wow. Right? Yes. Yeah, so those who want to work Just 4 people. Just so one stand, they stand, and that one 4. I just want 4 people. Okay, give them the mic. She's answered that the world does what? The world respects people that offer what? So mine is that the world respects people who know things that matter. Okay? If you read all my posts, at the bottom, if you have never finished, I always put jobs that I'm recruiting on behalf of others. So those that don't read up to the end, they'll never get a job because they'll just see the photo and they don't read. Sir, in 1 minute, do you know your bank account number by heart and all the digits? Yes or no? We don't want to waste time. No. City, we won't give you a job. Do you know your bank account number and all the digits? Ways you can get my phone, you start transferring money if she gives you that. Do you know it?
I think I do.
Don't think, because when we make a mistake, the money is going to go to somebody's account. You have to give us the branch code and everything. Do you know? And the branch code. She doesn't know. Move it to the other one. Do you know?
I don't know.
Sit down. Do you know?
The account number, yes.
The
That's
branch
one.
code?
The branch code is never used for us.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, jobs are there, but we are not prepared. You're not ready, you don't know your account. How do you want to find a job? Go and know some basics and learn to do the right things.
All right, shall we allow Mr. CMA to tell us?
He was just joking.
Tell me your account, I'll transfer.
My account number.
Should we transfer to you?
Guys, just give him 0955. Mobile money. It's an account. The world has changed. But anyway, the one thing I want you to take away from this interaction is that every job that you see advertised, is looking for you. Okay? But it's looking for a specific version of you. Yes. And the version of you that's not prepared will not get that job. So if the job is looking for the version of you that's here, and you are here, you will not get that job. You must keep moving until you rise to that level that is good enough for that job. This level comes about by networking, finding the right people, learning, mentorship, developing yourself. Because a human being grows, right? You don't just grow physically, you also grow mentally. The mistakes you made when you were young, you don't make them anymore because you're growing, right? So because the job you want is here and you are here, you get frustrated. And as we move, the jobs also, remember, the quality of candidate they're looking for is also going up, right? Meanwhile, you're not moving. These companies, banks, the same person who got the job in 2000, today they don't qualify for that same job. You get a point, right? Because the company also is evolving. They're looking for problem solvers. The problems are also increasing. The problems are growing in size. You also have to grow. Otherwise, if you remain here, you remain frustrated, because it's like, it's not a joke about the salary, right? But the salary is not moving, right? So people becoming what? Frustrated. Because on that same salary, which is not growing, you have one child, another child, 2 children. Then others unfortunate. No, so the problems keep piling up, but the income is the same. And that's why people are frustrated. Because the human being also has to evolve so that you're able to meet the demands of the job market.
Thank you very much.
Okay. And for me, after all those great words, I would say to you, it's a fast-paced world, as you all know. Lucky for you, there's technology nowadays. There are AIs, there's ChatGPT. So, I hope I said it correctly. Yes, ChatGPT. So it's a fast-paced world. And I think our HR there will correct me if I'm wrong, but these days, they actually also use AIs to scan CVs. They quickly just disqualify yours if you don't frame it in a certain way. So like I said, it's a fast-paced world. You have to catch up with what's going on. But also, don't be afraid. Be resilient. Be authentic. Yeah.
Absolutely amazing, amazing. With that being said, remember, the opportunities are there, but they are looking for a version of you that needs to package themselves, brand themselves, upskill, and put your best foot forward. Thank you very much to our panelists for joining us today, and thank you so much, WCP, for putting together this incredible panel of discussion. And also to thank our sponsors, First Quantum, HLB Zambia, and NIPA Conference. We are grateful. Thank you so much. A round of applause to our panelists.